You got the mastermind right here. We got Coachella at home.
We got Coachella at home, man.
And so I'm standing at the gate where they're checking in for wristbands. And I got no wristbands. And so I'm walking away, and then next thing you know, I hear, hey, where's your wristband? And I was like, and then they tackle me and everything. And then they put me on the golf cart and they drive me to Coachella jail.
They were gonna have Airbnb cancel the booking, go into the house, throw all of our stuff on the street so they can relist it on Airbnb, keep the money that my friends paid 8 months in advance to the festival. Owner of the property management, this guy, okay? Hole on the phone.
Okay, so you might want to go grab a drink and get really comfortable because we have to talk about something that I just ran into online, and that is Jailchella. In our last video, we talked a lot about the Airbnb mess, but since then, my social media feeds have basically exploded with so many different stories that are actually terrifying. So we're not talking about, a bad housing experience anymore like we did in the past video. We're now talking about a level of scamming and physical chaos that has turned the desert into literal Hunger Games. Nearly 100 people were arrested during weekend 1, and weekend 2 is currently still in full swing. And so the main character energy is officially entering into its villain era. So in this video, we're gonna be talking more in depth about this Jailchella era, right? This thing where people are using jail as content and the scams that are going on right now. We're looking at the mugshots, the receipts, the math that completely proves that this festival might be on its way to collapse. Okay, so let's start with the literal jumping, all right? So when the general admission tickets hit nearly $600 and the fees basically pushed them towards $750, people started losing their minds. They started doing the math and deciding that they would rather risk a trespassing charge.
We're about to run into Coachella, bro. Wish me luck. God got us. We gonna juke these out. And we gotta get our girls in. Watch it. Promise you.
The reason why the whole fucking hop on the fence thing was like
a problem. We can always have it back.
We literally still have to find a way in and scan a bracelet. But as VIP right here, man.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but just know I'm gonna be in there. We got in for free, bro. We fake scanned, walked right in. He said runner, blended in with the people. And look at this. We on the front lines, homie.
What the Chill, bro. Man, this is tight as dude.
Yeah, I told you bring scissors.
Let me figure this out, bro. What the bro? I lost it, bro. I lost my pass. I need a new one, bro. I'm desperate, bro. I'll do anything right now.
You think this is gonna come off?
Bro. It's like, dog. A man with a will can make mountains move.
You're gonna make my wrist come off. Only thing that's gonna move is my bone placement.
The Coachella hack!
Hey, my hand's stuck. Got Coachella at home. Yeah, bro. You got the mastermind right here. We got Coachella at home.
We got Coachella at home, man.
Sneaking into Coachella, have we all done it? I feel like if you grew up in California, you've snuck into Coachella or one music festival here. I snuck into Coachella one time. It was the scariest thing of my life. My friends were like, do you want to do both Chella? That's this thing we have here where you're super annoying and you go to both Coachella weekends. I've done both Chella 2 different times. One of the times was when I snuck in. My friend was like, we can sneak in with a car. And I was like, okay, you think we're gonna get car parking, and then you also think we're gonna sneak into the festival. That makes no sense, but whatever. We drive up to where the food vendors, or if you're working Coachella, this was the entrance that you were supposed to take. Usually, they're not even supposed to let you enter the venue if you're not even wearing your wristband. So that's what I was scared of. I kept telling my friends, I was like, they're not gonna let us in. They're not gonna let us park because none of us have wristbands. When you're driving around the Coachella venue, like that constant traffic, that constant like cars rolling down the window. Excuse me, can you please? All the people working there, they're over it. First hour of their shift was the honeymoon phase. Okay, they're over it at that point. So when you're like, excuse me, they just stare at you. They literally don't say anything to you. We went to the entrance where the food vendors were going. I was like, oh, is this where Sugarfish come? He's like, just go around, go to that parking lot. I'm like, oh, okay. I go park. Me and my friends, we see other people walking inside, but they don't look like they're going in the festival. They look like food vendors. We basically just piggybacked off of these food vendors. Like, we just walked behind, like it was 3 of us, so we just walked behind, I think it was like 4 of them. They were holding some. We just piggybacked and like walked behind them, and they just let us in.
Ran into Coachella, you know what I'm saying? Hi to the camera. We snuck in. We got it with the surveillance. Man, past security.
Home stretch, y'all. How you doing, bro?
We really made it.
We out here, man. We out here, man.
Let's go. You gotta do it.
So Indio PD reported 97 arrests made in weekend 1 alone. So while most were just drug possession, 59 arrests, we saw a huge spike in the trespassing and other crimes. So there was even like this viral moment where hot dog vendors literally stormed the venue, breaking down the fences and almost hitting people in the process.
The most hated TikToker of all time, Natalie Reynolds, was arrested while at Coachella last night, and the exact reason why may shock you. So last night was the final night of Coachella, and of course the infamous Natalie Reynolds was there, and a bunch of videos started to surface on social media last night of her actually being arrested, and it's being reported that the exact reason why she was arrested is she got into some sort of argument / physical altercation with James Charles. Now, I tried my best to find video proof of this, argument / physical altercation between Natalie Reynolds and James Charles, but I could not find anything anywhere. James Charles did post a video talking about how he did get into an argument with some lady, but it is not 100% confirmed if it was Natalie Reynolds or not. I guess we're just going to really have to wait and see if we get more information about this entire situation.
To be completely an atheist until I got arrested on Easter Sunday in 2021. I wore all black to the festival, like literally looking goth. I'm like the most girly girl you could ever think of. I literally wore all black to protest Easter. It was the year that Kanye West was doing this like whole Easter service, so everyone was wearing all white. Everyone was like wearing these fully dresses, and I was like, I don't give a respectfully. I got super drunk or whatever. We're like taking shots. It was my first time ever trying a buzz ball. Like there was literally one singular flavor, and it was like the one that I got, and I didn't know what it was, so I drank the whole thing. I was drunk. I walked to the festival. I'm like, yeah, I don't give a I'm atheist. This holiday, blah 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 blah. I walked into Sahara Town. I'm like ready to rave. I'm having so much fun. I got arrested. I got shuttled out of the festival and I went to jail.
Yeah, you have to be on your best behavior when you go to these places because they have security. They have people set and ready.
I went to Coachella jail, so you didn't have to. Last year, and I didn't have a wristband. And I've snuck into Coachella before, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it again. It's easy. I was pulling a last minute trip. I didn't have an outfit or anything. I literally had to DIY my clothes literally in the closet. So if you haven't been to Coachella yet, there's 2 checks. One is to go inside the campsite, and then number 2 is to go inside the main site. And so my friend was passing me his wristband the first time around, and I got in no problem. And I was on a high. I was like, yeah, I ain't got no ticket. It's easy. I'm unstoppable. I'm on top of the world right now. So now it's time to get in the second gate, but I'm on such a high, I don't even realize I'm not even in yet. You could still get caught. And so I'm standing at the gate where they're checking in for wristbands. And I got no wristbands. And then a moment clicks, and I'm like, this is kind of sketchy. And so I'm walking away, and then next thing you know, I hear, hey, where's your wristband? And I'm like, and then they tackle me and everything, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to Coachella. And then they put me on the golf cart and they drive me to Coachella jail and they take down all my information, and there's like a line of people just sitting against the gates and everything. And I'm like, am I gonna do now?
So apparently there's this thing called Coachella Jail, and they have a place designated for issues that they foresee happening at Coachella.
My phone's at 5%. And then I got a drunk guy next to me and he's going off like, you're not a real cop, you can't take me here, I'm leaving, this is my first rights. And I'm like, I don't think it works like that, man. But I'm shutting up because I'm just trying to leave and go back in. And then the cops tells the guys to shut the f up, right? And he's like, you're not a real cop. You're a fake cop. You're a disappointment in life. This is why you're so pissed off. And this is when the cops start power tripping, bro. I was like, what the f? And now there's 3 cops on the guy. He's still cussing them out, saying, you're not a real cop. You're a real little bitch. And I'm like, yo, I think you should chill on that. And then he went in. And they took his phone. They threw it across the place. And they start decking the guy. I'm like, it ain't that serious. And there was a girl cop too, and you know how girl cop be power tripping sometimes. And she is decking the guy, punching left and right, blood is everywhere. And his girlfriend is sitting right there watching, and she's like, babe, please stop, get off him. I was like, yo, I think you should just back up, because that's about to be you. And so she backed up. And then long story short, I sat my ass over there. They called me up, they took down my information, and they kicked me off the premises. But I still got my way back in, and I snuck back in, because you cannot stop me. I'm Coachella King. I've snuck into Coachella almost every year, and it was probably the most strict.
Wow, I'm shocked. There is an entire population of people who actually don't pay any of these fees. Like we talked about the crazy expensive tickets to get there, to get a parking spot, to do all these different things just in preparation of being there. And there's an entire population of people who don't pay. They get in for free, and they don't get caught, and they do it year after year.
Here's the face of somebody who successfully snuck into Jailchella 2026. I'm going to tell you how to do it too. You have to have finesse, a vision, and no doubts, okay? You are making it in, which is what I told myself weeks ago when I bought my outfits and I didn't know how it was getting in. And before y'all go ahead and call me broke in the comments, it is what it is, okay? I snuck in the year before and the year before that. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. Anyways, I woke up that day with nothing but, I don't know, a few dollars and a dream, okay? I had to pack all my me and my friend ended up driving out to Palm Springs. We did have a place to stay. All we had were these Red Bulls, right? This is what sustained us through the weekend. And when we got there, we were going to try to get in Friday, but we didn't. We went to this after party instead. We got ready. This was the outfit. This was the look. We made friends with the girls who were staying at the hotel with us. And we went to this Boeing event. It was actually a lot of fun, you know? And then we ended up behind stage with disco lines, which was also a finesse. We literally just walked out. We just walked behind the DJ booth, and that's how we made it in. The next day was the real challenge though, okay? Everybody got ready, and there were like 5 of us who didn't have a wristband, but a couple of the people from the group did. So what we did is we ended up using their wristbands, y'all, and this was, oh my God, this was one of the funnest groups. But let me tell you, it's going to be a wait. You're going to be sitting there, so be patient, and just remember that you are making it in no matter what. And we had an artist wristband, so this was key. The first day it took forever because we only had 1. The second day we ended up having 2. Then we made it in. You know, the rest is history. Jailchella 2026. And let me tell you, this was such a nostalgic feeling. And this was like, I'm so grateful, right? As somebody who grew up watching him, it was such a surreal moment being able to watch him.
I do not think anybody should do this. Like you don't want to make your way all the way out there to then be disappointed, and also your whole entire experience ruined because now you're spending the night in Coachella jail. Like, why would you want to do that?
You're literally walking in without any shuttle area pass. No go. There's too many people trying to sneak in. That's a problem. So we're gonna go to the VIP.
I never thought or even considered that this is actually a thing where people, I mean, it's obvious, right? With any big event, there are always people that want to cut the costs, right? But I'd never considered that this big event was somewhere that people were successfully sneaking in.
Okay, guys, we did not get in. Ooh, insert the music in here. However, I was flirting with the security, so gave him my number, He said he's gonna call me later tonight. I said, yeah, you better. But he said he could get us in for Sunday, which is honestly the day we both really want. We just want to see Carol G, my baby.
Someone said exactly what I'm thinking. I'm confused. You traveled all the way without a wristband? Like, could you imagine taking all that time to get there? I mean, obviously you paid to get there, but now you are kind of stepping out. It's not even on faith, honestly, stepping out on delusion, I guess, thinking that you would get through the gates without paying. So I have to say, this part is actually low-key heartless, right? So this is not like your fake PDF scam, right? This is the ghost report.
All right, if you're trying to go to Coachella for weekend 2, I need you to lock in for a second. I found out that there's a scam going on in Indio, Palm Springs area. I'm gonna post everything with receipts so you know exactly who I'm dragging, exactly. I'm not just making claims, I have proof. So me and my friends went over to our friend's house. They were staying in La Quinta in this neighborhood. And this is the other neighborhood. This is the address. And we were there for not even 30 minutes probably before property management started tripping. And they were texting my friend being like, hey, you're breaking the rules of Airbnb. You can't have extra people staying, like they need to evacuate the premise, blah, blah. Or we're going to cancel your booking. Pretending to be her. And I was like, hey, we just got a really scary message that you're trying to cancel this Airbnb. We don't even know what we did wrong. What's going on? They basically said that we're breaking the rules and the property owners are upset because they saw girls on the camera coming into the property with bags and things. And I said, well, I'd like to clear things up. We're just a couple girls trying to get ready for Justin Bieber. We're just trying to get ready so we can leave. Like, nobody's staying here, you know? And they were like, well, it looks like you're staying here and the property owners are mad, so whatever. Not even 5 minutes later, I get a call from them. They're like, the property management is losing their mind. Owner of the property management, this guy, okay? Asshole on the phone. Because when he was trying to make up reasons why we had to leave, I was like, hey, did you guys know you're renting out the property? Like, are you not expecting people to be here? They said we weren't leaving in a timely manner. Hello, I didn't know that there was a clock running.
Okay, let's pause here. So she said, it seems like there's some confusion because we got a message that our reservation will either be canceled or fine, though they did leave and take every single thing that they brought in with them, and the proof would be in the camera footage. So they mentioned, Hannah, at this point there is only one solution here. You can either pay for the 2 additional guests for tonight and tomorrow, or we can go ahead and cancel the reservation completely. They said, I need to have a solution within the next 60 minutes, so please work with John on how you want to proceed.
You needed to be out by a certain time, which is ridiculous. And he was like, you're taking too long, so now you're going to get charged the $1,000 no matter what. I was like, what? Like, we were literally on our way out anyway. So I take all of our stuff and throw it out of the house in front of the camera. I look at the camera and I'm like, we're leaving, okay? Relax. She goes, turns out the homeowners live across the street, so they're watching the camera like it's their favorite TV show because they got nothing better to do. And yeah, they were waiting for the minute for us to leave. And so they're trying to charge us anyway because they took the video of just my 2 friends leaving and not us that left 10 minutes after, sent it to Airbnb and said, oh, look, these 2 extra girls are staying here now. And the tenants are refusing to pay extra for the 2 extra people. So because they're staying here, we're going to charge them $1,000. And if they don't pay and they don't play by the rules, we're going to cancel the whole booking. And I'm like, that's not even the truth. That wasn't even the truth. We left. Anyway, so then here are all the screenshots of me talking to the property manager, that guy I was talking about earlier, said, hey, canceling the booking because you think we're staying there when you know damn well we're not staying there because we left and I told you we were going to leave makes no sense. And he was like, well, at this point, you put yourself in a position where they're mad and you're going to have to pay regardless, or we're just going to cancel the booking. Then he went on to say over the phone, if you don't pay by this time, which is in the text, if you don't pay by this time, the property owners will walk across the street, take everybody's out of the house, throw it out on the sidewalk, and they will put it back on Airbnb. So, with no refund, by the way, no refund. Airbnb did not do anything. We reached out to them. They were like, oh, they were believing the property owners because they had that video, only one part of the video, not the part of the video where we did leave. They used that part of the video to say that we weren't following the rules. So this is where the scam comes in. They were going to have Airbnb cancel the booking, go into the house, throw all of our stuff on the street so they can relist it on Airbnb, keep the money that my friends paid 8 months in advance to the festival. Keep all that money, no refund. Because apparently Airbnb won't allow the refund, okay? And then repost it on Airbnb and then get 20 to 30% more than what they robbed my friends of to stay at this lame ass Airbnb that wasn't even worth the money, in my opinion. Your house was ugly as
She said they live right across the street. So obviously they are watching very, very closely to see what's going on as far as their property is concerned, which is valid because that is their property. But the fact that they are watching so closely and then not even giving them a little space to have an extra 1-2 people not even staying the night, just to get ready and leave. They didn't even give them enough time to show them what exactly their, I guess, intentions were with having extra people over, whether they were staying. So not only are they leaving with the money that this person originally paid, but they're leaving with $1,000 extra. And like she said, they're able to go ahead and relist. But this is only speculation based on what I'm thinking and what I gather from what she's saying.
Purchased this through a StubHub verified channel. I was here yesterday. I have scanned my ID. Since then, I have scanned this. My government issued ID has been confiscated from your team. You tell me. So where is my ID? So can you get me my ID? Can you get my government issued ID? No, it's not their property. Actually, it's my property. Let's say it right here. My ID is with them. It's wrongfully taken. Doesn't matter how this was purchased. It's not.
I don't know.
It's not. Yeah, you don't know.
I just called you because
you don't know. I would love for my ID back. Can I have my government ID back? Look at it. Okay, let me have my government issued ID back. Okay, then let's bring the police here.
Your ID, are you gonna leave here?
No, I'm gonna leave here and then I'm gonna go to StubHub and take it up to them. But I am not gonna now. I would love that. Give me my ID back.
Wait. His ID was under the laptop? What is going on? What was he planning on doing with that ID?
What? Hi, tell everyone I say hi. Love it here. Thank you.
Professionalism.
Time for a little story time about exactly what went down yesterday at Coachella with my ticket issue and the attendant throwing my ID at me after trying to confiscate it illegally. So basically, I showed up yesterday to Coachella for day 2 with a ticket that I bought through StubHub as a verified ticket seller of Coachella. I used that ticket on Friday. No issue, was a legitimate band. I then came back on Saturday. I went to tap my band at the gate, same entrance that I did the day prior, and it went red. And the guy at the door said, oh, it's probably demagnetized because I have so many wristbands on. So just go to Will Call and they'll fix your band or get you a new one. So I go to Will Call and they tap my band and they tell me that the band was reported as lost or stolen and that it is no longer valid. It means that whoever originally bought the ticket and sold it to me has now claimed it as stolen, basically reclaimed it. Even after I already registered the band's code to my name on the Coachella app and was confirmed that the band was tied to me. So I gave them my ID as proof that I was the person that was registered on the band. They basically were just like, oh, you bought this on StubHub, there's nothing we can do for you. They were not helpful with anything, and they basically just told me to kick rocks and go home. I have spent so much money coming here. I have paid for hotels, I paid for outfits, and I get that these are first world problems, but just the treatment and the unprofessionalism from the staff there was absolutely absurd. They tried to keep my ID because they were trying to confiscate the band back, but I needed the band to report it to StubHub as evidence that it was no longer working. I had to submit proof to StubHub in order to get my money back for the ticket, and they were not letting me keep the band. They were trying to confiscate it, and for me not giving them the band, they were holding on to my ID. So that was why he eventually got angry, freaked out, threw it at me after me saying that he cannot legally take my ID. It was not a fake ID. There was no alcohol. I wasn't buying anything. I was just trying to show them that my ID was tied to the wristband that I registered through their app. It's nonsense. Coachella, do better. This is not acceptable.
So his ticket was deactivated by whoever sold it to him. And so now he's trying to get clarification on what's going on. And they're trying to take the band from him. And he needs the band in order to confirm to StubHub what's going on so that maybe he can get reimbursed. He's not getting that money back. And you know what it's not even funny, but the crazy thing is, whoever canceled that bracelet on him is probably with a new bracelet at Coachella, having fun behind the gate while he's stuck in the front. So I really hope that they fix things as far as like this whole confusion surrounding the Coachella bracelets, the tickets, all of these different loopholes where scammers are able to insert and then ruin the entire experience for Coachella, because Coachella's name is on this. Even though it was not a direct, thing that Coachella did, the fact of the matter is that Coachella's name is tied to a lot of what's going on.
All right, momento through.
She said, oh, him? No.
What the Okay, guys, I got scammed. The wristband doesn't work.
Y'all, I thought I would be enjoying your Coachella content, not telling you about scammers in the name of Coachella. This is Chad Marta, and he's the owner of Newport Beach Moke. These are these cool electric golf-like cart that he rents them out, right? Well, somebody called pretending to be a concierge person from Coachella, saying they needed to rent 4 of those for their headliner, Justin Bieber, and his staff. And what did Chad do? Well, he gave them right to him.
Evening, and a gentleman who presented himself as a concierge who was working closely with the headline artist.
Marta says the invoice was made with a $20,000 deposit for the 4 cars by a customer by the name of Alan, who said he worked for a local company. Marta says it was a 10-day rental request, supposedly for singer Justin Bieber during Coachella.
It moves really fast like it did. There's always some loose ends that need to be tied up later, but we just we make sure that we perform, have the cars where they need to be cleaned, looking great, charged.
Marta says someone who said they were the customer's assistant picked up the keys, and the 4 cars were delivered to an address in Palm Desert, miles away from the festival.
Now, a short while after they were picked up, he turned on locations and saw that they were not going towards Coachella at all. And then when the locations were turned off, right before they were turned off, he saw they were in Tijuana, Mexico. Also, you heard him say the wire transfer. Well, y'all, the wire transfer never went through, so he never got the $20,000. And those vehicles are worth $200,000. And that is a hit to a small business like Newport Beach Mook.
Wow, he lost his entire fleet. He lost his entire fleet to people who claim to be close with Justin Bieber, and they took his fleet, did not pay, and left the country. So you have to wonder, okay, where does this leave us? Because Coachella, it used to be a vibe, right? But now it's like a weird place where you don't know if you'll be scammed. Between the arrests, the wristband scams, the high cost burritos. It's starting to feel like a nightmare. So I really want to know from you guys, have you been scammed for a ticket? Were you even there, right? And do you see people jumping the fence this weekend? Do you see anyone like kind of sneaking in? I want to know. I mean, don't blow up their spot in the comment section, but let us know down below what your experience has been this weekend. And if you are like me, just watching the horror from a distance, let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts? But here's a question for you, right? What would you do if you spent $5,000 on an Airbnb room and you were canceled only a few days before the festival? What would you do? Let me know down below, because we have a full video on that. If you're interested, I will put this up on the screen right here. Believe me, that one went down a rabbit hole. There are so many different scams surrounding 2026 Coachella, and it's really concerning. Like, why this year? What's going on here? Go ahead and check out that video. Comment on your way down below, and we will see each other in the next video.